Yep, I'm your host, Armani LaDale, and you've got the right number. So go ahead, get comfortable, prop me up, because we're about to get straight to it. What's up, and welcome back to the Right Number podcast, y'all, where we talk about everything self-analyzing, reflection, and correction to be our ultimate best and most authentic self. I'm your host, Armani LaDale, a 22-year-old college graduate, master's program student, and an academic advisor. So, how are y'all doing? Happy New Year. I definitely did not post last last week when I was supposed to, and that is my fault. That is me. That is on me. But today we have a lot of things to cover, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. However, we're gonna do things just a little different today because I know we usually start off with like we're gonna do during the health check, but like recent reflections and stuff like that. We're gonna go a little different route this episode just because it's so much. It's not even so much. It's not even gonna be a long episode, but it's just like a lot I want to talk to y'all about. Like I really have been having a really great past 2 months, and I've been learning so much just about myself, about love, self love, mental health. I had an opportunity to become a mental health first aider, and I have a lot of different tools I want to share with y'all just about just prioritizing your self care and your mental health. And oh, boom, let me back up. We gonna do mental health check. I am a good solid 10. I feel pretty good today. I did my voter registration job today. I'm going to the gym after I record the pod. I've been meal prepping. I done took me a immunity or antibiotic, whatever shot. I feel real good. And to top it off, y'all, New Year's, I became a girlfriend. Well, not New Year's. It was actually the 30th, the day before New Year's Eve. But it don't matter. I became a girlfriend, and it's been very reassuring, and it's been very beautiful, and I'm just very excited to see where this relationship goes. Um, yeah. But anyway, so back, I want to get like right into like what I learned in the mental health first aid because I know a lot of you guys follow my Instagram, and if you guys don't, y'all need to go follow the Instagram at TRNpod. Or you can follow and y'all can follow the main page, my main page, Armani LaDale. So I made a video of me doing like a self-care jar, and I wanted to give y'all these lists of self-care categories because I want to bring awareness because I knew self-care was kind of perverted on social media. Like self-care, they try to make it all this huge luxurious thing where you have to go get your nails and toes done every other week. You got to get your hair, new wig, new lashes, all this, and that can definitely be included in self-care. But there are different things that you can implement as self-care that will really like balance you out. Because self-care is the purpose of self-care. A lot of people don't understand, but it's to balance your physical, emotional, and mental well-being because we have a lot of stressors every day. If you rather you work, rather you go to school, rather you just be at the house with your kids or with your parents, you have a lot of stressors, and it's important that we take care of ourselves because we can get so caught up in taking care of everybody else that we don't understand that wow, maybe y'all cut up on this person last week because I haven't had a self-care day, or maybe I've been asleep all last week and ain't getting no work done because I haven't had time to tend to myself. And the most important relationship that I feel like should be prioritized besides the one with you and God is you and yourself. We spend so much time trying to make sure everybody else good, do for everybody else, but let's do for ourselves too. And here are just a few. No, I'm gonna give you all the categories. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm giving y'all all the categories, but I'm gonna also give you guys some different things that you can implement in each category. So the first category of things that you can do is intellectual wellness, something that caters to that. And that can be anything from just relaxing. You can read. You can just put everything on pause. For me, I know I like to read my word, a book, an article on something about mental health or counseling because that's the field I'm going into. You can watch like a podcast and take notes. You can just put a podcast on or watch YouTube videos that just challenge just grow your intellect. And that's self-care, because we are growing beings. We don't ever want to just be stagnant. We want to feel like we know something, so then we can go and tell somebody else and feel like we just put them on. So that kind of boosts our confidence and gives us a feeling of just like satisfaction. So that's something for your intellectual wellness. Emotional wellness, activities that involve your senses, so smell, touch, taste, sight. So for me, some things that I put in my jar was to bake something sweet or to make a healthy snack, depending on what your goals are. I do have some of those healthier goals in my resolution for the new year's. But just make something healthy, or go out and buy a new perfume, go see a movie. It could be in or out. You can make a whole night of it. You can make you some popcorn, get you some candy, make you dinner, and put on a movie, something like that. However you want to do that, or run you a nice bath, and that can be your touch, or that'll be like your day. You exfoliate, you shave your legs, get in the bath, sit there, and just relax and tune out the world. Light you a candle, all the ambiance of it. Environmental wellness. So environmental wellness, when they was in the training I did, they were saying more so like gardening and stuff like that. But I stay in an apartment, so I can't garden. But what I can do is buy my plants. And I love plants, and I just don't have no real ones in my place yet. But I will soon. I will very, very soon. Next will be your physical wellness. So your physical wellness will be everything like healthy eating, going to the gym. I have doing yoga for like 30 minutes in my jar, stretching, because a lot of times my body is really tight, and something that is very important is listening to your body. If your body cannot trust you, then your body is not going to be good to you. So you want to make sure you have a good relationship with your body again. So if your body is telling you, "Ooh, I'm tired," you may need to go lay down. If it says, "Ooh, I'm tight," you need to stretch. That is a form of self-care. The next thing would be spiritual wellness. And y'all know I'm big on God. Y'all know I'm in my Christ bag. Y'all. So yes, spiritual wellness. Take you a minute out to pray 32 until. Because there's no time limit with the Holy Spirit. It is not a time limit. Take some time and thank the Lord for a new day, for your house, for your school, for your job, for the head on your shoulders, for a new day, a new breath. Thank the Lord for that. I would say create you a spiritual space of solitude. Just sit there and meditate on a word. Meditate. Clear your mind of everything around you. Get into the spirit. Like, just... Because sometimes it be a long day, and I just need everybody to shut up. Like, I be like, everybody shut up. I need some time to sit to myself and me and God. Because everything, all the other distractions, it can be intimidating. So, yeah, that. Financial wellness. So for me, I know I like to budget. I do sometimes struggle with following my budget, but I do like to keep an eye out on my budget. So just so I know what I have and what I don't have, just maintaining that, because you don't ever want to get in a space where you don't even know what you got. So that's something to do. Social wellness. Talk to your partner, talk to your friends, talk to your cousins you ain't talked to in a long time. Call a friend that you don't never talk to on the phone, but you just see on Instagram. Call your mom, call your dad, your grandma, your auntie, your brothers, your sisters. Call them, because we don't talk to them enough. And if you think you do, you don't. But talk to them, really get engaged with their life. See what's going on with them. Let them know what's going on with you. Plan maybe a day together. Y'all can even knock out some of these other self-care activities together. Do the movie night together. Do a paint and sit. Bring out creativity together. But yeah, spend time with loved ones. Solitude is good. Solitude is amazing. But we also are humans, right? And we need interaction with other humans. So don't get into a space of, I like to be by myself all the time. We need interaction. So utilize the people in your life. If you have anybody that you are very close to or wish you were closer to, just call. This is the last category that they gave in the training I did, was occupational wellness. So basically, for me, what this looks like is just giving I'm not gonna lie, I'm a giver. So I'll think of something like, how will I show my coworkers I appreciate them? I'll type up a nice little message or something so I can send it out to them in the morning. Or maybe I'll plan like I'm gonna bring donuts to the office. Okay, maybe I'll do that one day. Cause I know one of my coworkers, he did that. And I'm like, oh wow, he brought us donuts. Like, that is so nice. So I think I'm gonna start bringing us donuts sometimes. Or maybe I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna order a pizza. And that'll be like what I do. And that's like giving. And I feel like it's a sense of, when you're able to give, it feels good. And it does something to your spirit. And I really, really hope you guys understand that. Like, it really does something to your spirit when you're able to give. When you're able to just help other people and show your love and extend the love. That is something really great. Then for my job as well, I like to make sure I get on a personal base with my students. So I plan stuff for them. Rather, I'm making a template to help them with time management, or I'm putting together how to access different programs, softwares, helping them with study tools or whatever. I put together a bunch of little stuff, and I'll just sit here and I'll just do that while I got my favorite show going or what have you. Like, just making sure I do something that help the people that I'm there to help, because I'm there to help the students. So that's what I like to do. Now, outside of what they taught us in the training, this is where the juicy stuff comes in, y'all. But no, outside of the stuff they taught us in training, I would say, just, of course, the small things as well, going out into nature, having a picnic, like I said, cooking something for yourself, making it romantic, romanticizing your life, lighting a candle, doing paintings, drawing, coloring, planning out your life, writing out your goals, sitting there and being, this is what I want to do with my life, and this is the steps it takes to get there. And what I used to do when I was younger is my dad would be like, okay, where do you want to go to college? That's your goal. Where do you want to go to college? Okay, boom, Albany State University. How are you going to get to Albany State University? Okay, I got to graduate high school for sure. Can't get into a college. I'm sorry if y'all hear my stomach. I can't get into college if I don't graduate high school. Okay, how you going to graduate high school? I mean, I got to do my work, get good grades, How you going to get good grades? Okay, well, I got to study this amount of time. And then that way you plan it, and now you know what you got to do, and just adjust it and make it into your schedule. But that's just from when I was in high school to get to college. So now I'm at I'm graduated college. I'm in my grad program, and I'm working towards my career. So what is my career goals? Well, marriage and family therapist. Well, how am I going to get there? Well, I have to get licensed first. And before I can get licensed, I have to get my degree from an accredited program. And in order to stay in that accredited program, I got to keep a 4.0 GPA. How do you keep a 4.0 GPA? Well, you got to study hard, be dedicated, and all these other things. So put your goal at the top and just break it down. And I feel like that is another version of self-care. And now, this next piece of self-care advice that I have for you all is going to go right into our recent reflections. My recent reflections from this past week or two, which is letting love. This part of self-care is very, very important when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your past, present, future, love, life, period. Family life, platonic, romantic, whichever way, however you express your love, in all these ways. Just realizing that you are deserving of a peaceful love life. And this is something that I've been just having to learn now, that because I had this thing where I was just so comfortable with dysfunction. And because I grew so much out of dysfunction and out of chaos, like I literally came from nothing to this now, and it's just like I've grown so much, and I was so blessed to experience love through that process. But just because I experienced love, God granted me with his grace, does not mean that that is what love looks like for me now. So I think a lot of our upbringings kind of blind us in a way and normalize dysfunction or mutual dysfunction to where we just like make that the definition of love. And I don't want us to fall into that habit, because this is something that I realized about myself. I want to come on here and tell you guys that Mutual dysfunction is not love. Just because you guys fight and then love and then fight, get back together and then argue, but y'all come back, does not mean that's love. If you feel like you are being taken advantage of, or if it's not being reciprocated, or if it's just not working, it is just not working. It is simple as that. It is just not working. And don't get me wrong, love is definitely hard, but it's only hard because you're growing. And because you are unlearning dysfunction, that may be hard. That is your hard. Or unlearning bad habits, toxicity, that is hard. Because learning to unmask and let your guard down and be vulnerable is very, very hard, but it is a crucial part of self-care, because that is the most purest state that we can be in as humans, because we were meant to love. We were not meant to just be so uptight, so angry at the world, so secluded, so alone. That is not loving yourself. You're not even allowing yourself to be loved and cared for by the people that care for you the most. So when you finally get into an acceptance of yourself, where you are like, I deserve somebody who is nice to me. I deserve somebody who cares about my growth enough to not sugarcoat stuff with me. I deserve somebody that is so in love with me that they take their time to study me, they take their time to know me and grow with me and love my flaws and love the beauty in them, because there is beauty in my flaws, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be here. So I would say my generational dysfunction pattern would be the whole fighting, then loving, then fighting, then loving thing, and we're just letting the word love carry us through all these terrible and severe fights, and we're just going through this circle in the name of love. Like we're just, oh, well, we have love, so this is gonna be okay. It's okay, we love each other, we're family, it's fine. And I feel like that type of mindset kind of clouds your vision and your judgment on when it's time to leave, when you're in a relationship. So for example, like me and my dad, I'm not saying anything is wrong with our relationship, because it's our relationship and we've grown. But we used to get into it all the time. He raised me. I'm a girl. He's a man. We did not see eye to eye all the time. But I used to be like, well, if my daddy can love me through this, and I'm just this horrible person, like I'd be like, I say some things I don't mean, or he'll say some things he don't mean. But at the end of the day, we love each other. That is the dynamic of that relationship. He is my father. I am his daughter. That is that dynamic. I used to try to put that on relationships. And I can be real. I'd be like, if somebody really loves me, they'll stick around forever, no matter what. But it's like with that skewed like perception, is like you're just assuming because somebody claims they love you that they'll deal with your dysfunction. Nobody has to deal with your dysfunction. Somebody can and try to help you through it, but if you just sit there and accept the dysfunction that you've been through, and you're not willing to grow and have a peaceful life, nobody is going to want to love that version of you. You're going to run somebody away. Or you're going to self-sabotage because it doesn't look like what you're familiar with. So I think it's important to definitely heal, definitely talk to God and get your healing going, but understand that love is not the dysfunction. You should not be with somebody and y'all are just dysfunctional. Like, I know we all kind of want that little kid in us to be held, right? So a lot of times, like for me, I know people who have abandonment issues, and I have my own set of abandonment issues. So it's like, I'm going to love you no matter what, so I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving you. I don't want you to think, even though you do this, and the third. But it's like it's another side of that. Like, but what is it doing to you, right? You don't deserve this kind of love. You don't deserve that person where they're at right now, because they are not in a space to love you the way love loves. So we kind of hold tight onto situations, and we think that our love is enough. Our love is powerful enough to bring this person back, but you cannot love somebody to love you. You cannot love somebody enough to make them respect you. You cannot love somebody enough to make them change. So you have to go where your love meets somebody else's love, and y'all love goes together and can blend together and work together, because you are not that person's God. And I feel like in a lot of cases, I try to put on that role of God. And that's where he humbles me, like, that's not your job. They need to deal with that. Or I try to give somebody else the role of God. And God humbles me again and says, that's not their job. That's something you got to deal with. So when I'm in relationships, and even in the relationship I'm in now, I talk to my partner and I'm telling him, like, you know, if we have these different things, this is something that you cannot fix for me. This is something that I have to work on, but I'm happy that you brought it up. I'm happy that I see that it is an issue, because I could have just been living in ignorance and not knowing that this was a problem. But this is something I see that this is something I see that hinders our relationship. But it doesn't only hinder our relationship, but it hinders my relationship with people outside of us. Business, platonic, mentorships. Like, it hinders that because of where it roots from. So things can be brought out by people, but they can't be healed by people. So we have to understand that as well. And then just really going back to your Bible, going back to your word, 1 Corinthians. That is going to take us into our next segment, actually, which is a word from the bird. And today I'm going to give you guys a clip of a video from this guy named Solo Raw. And he's giving you 1 Corinthians definition of love. And he's going to break it down a little bit for y'all. And I really want y'all to watch it, because this is a beautiful thing. And it's like, first of all, I love men who can just break down the word and really like apply it to their life. So just listen. I'm gonna put it in the thing.
What love was. My mom, who was in bad relationship, taught me what love was. My homies on the block taught me what love was. And so now I need to renew my mind and get back into the word, because God was specific with leaving us instructions on what love is. And if we do it God's way, our relationships will stand. Love is patient. So yeah, I'm dating somebody that's a little bit more immature than me, but because I'm patient, I can wait on her. Love is kind. I'm gonna always treat you well. And when I treat you well and you treat me well, we ain't got no problems. Love does not envy. Who cares who make more money in a relationship? Who cares? I'm gonna celebrate your bag, baby. Cause you may be up today and I may be down, and I may be up and then you may be down, but it don't matter, cause we together. Both of them come into one house. It does not boast. So when I do make more money than you, I ain't telling you I pay for everything. No. My wife and I have been together 8 years. And because I chose to be her man, I carry the responsibility of being her man. But I'm not gonna look at her face and tell her, oh, you would have cause I do this. No, cause love don't boast. I do what I'm supposed to do, cause I'm her man. And I chose her as my woman. It was my responsibility to take care of that woman. Woo, it is not proud. I may be Solo Raw when I leave the house, but I'm Malcolm when I come in. I put my pride at the door. And I humble myself and serve.
So yeah, I really do love that loves, right? Love that does exactly what love is supposed to do. And that is found in 1 Corinthians. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7. And when you find that kind of love, you want to hold on to it. You want to, because anything else is just a facade. I don't want us to get confused with our conditioned love, what we've been conditioned and what we've been taught to about love. Because like the video says, we've been taught love by our parents, by our ex. We've been taught love, but we need to know what real love is, so that we can have an effective relationship, so that we can have a peaceful and loving relationship, because we know what real love is according to the word, of course. And I feel like right now, like I really feel like I'm learning that. And I'm not even trying to over exaggerate, because y'all know how people be like just all in love, but like I really feel like I have that right now. I've never felt what I feel, and it's so secure. It's so freeing. It's so understanding. It feels so like it's God's led. First of all, God led, and it's just beautiful. I see and I feel the fruits of the Spirit. So I think just understanding that you are deserving of a soft love it's like the ultimate version of self-care, because you are actually allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to feel safe, to be yourself. And you're living that every day. I saw something recently about implementing your self-care as well, even when you're in a relationship. And I feel like prioritizing self-care, especially when you're in a relationship, is very crucial, because we spend a lot of time dedicated to that other person. We spend a lot of time, we sacrifice time, and there's nothing wrong with sacrificing time for your significant other, but we need to make sure that we are back in alignment with ourselves and back in alignment with God. Because when we spend too much time just catering to that person, we may feel like our needs aren't met. We may feel like our emotions aren't met. Our emotions aren't heard. But it's not a situation where we need to put our emotion and our feelings on somebody else, because that's unhealthy, right? We are responsible for ourselves. So let's do so and implement that self-care still. So some days you need to pick from the jar by yourself, and some days you need to pick from the jar with your man. But yeah, so that's all for this episode, y'all. I really just wanted to come on here and update y'all on that, because that mental health training that I went to was definitely very beneficial as far as just helping me with some new self-care tools. Because like I said, and I'll say it 1,000 more times, we have so many different things that we can use to help with our self-care and to bring ourselves some type of balance and relief from the stressors of life that don't even cost too much money. And I could go, the list honestly goes on and on and on, but I'm not going to get on here and give y'all an on and on list. But with those different categories, I hope you are able to find something that is congruent to the lifestyle that you live or that you want to live, because there is no limit. There is nothing too minuscule. There is nothing too absurd for your self-care. If you are somebody that want to take a trip every other month, if it's in your means, go take that trip, baby. But if you are somebody that just wants to sit at the house and do her own nails and file down her toes or do a foot bath, yo, I just got a foot bath. I'm so happy. So happy. But yeah, like whatever self-care looks like for you, that's what it looks like. But implement it in your schedule. Mine is every Thursday, because by Thursday, I be done. I be over the week. I be done. Like, I be over the week. But yeah, so that is it. So make sure you guys drop your mental health checks in the comment section below. Make sure you like and comment on this video. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are listening on a podcast app, definitely follow us. And follow the Instagram page at TRNpod. And my personal is at Armani LaDale. I will talk to y'all next week. I love y'all. Bye. Wait. One more thing. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Right Number Podcast. Please be sure to follow our Instagram and Twitter at TRNpod and use the hashtag TRNpod whenever you're tuned in. Love y'all. Talk to you later.